Florida is forcing local governments to buy unrated Israel bonds. Now, Florida state government passed a law banning local governments from refusing to purchase unrated Israel bonds. So Israel started issuing unrated bonds. In other words, taxpayers' pensions are used to buy Israel junk bonds, and taxpayers are expected to pay for the junk bonds.
This bill that unanimously passed the Florida House and the Florida Senate remove safeguards and minimum thresholds for what the state and counties are allowed to invest in, making it easier for them to buy Israeli bonds. Allowing our tax dollars to be invested in a risky economy is a terrible idea. In fact, Governor DeSantis is breaking his own law saying that you cannot invest public funds for ideological, sociological, or political reasons. And when the Israeli economy has been downgraded, they are investing money for ideological, sociological, and political reasons. And they have said so. This is not legal, and we need to hold them accountable for it.
So just dropped a new law. Here's the timeline. We've been buying Israeli war bonds in Israel since post-October 7th. There was state tax revenue to fund the purchase of these bonds. Florida is a state that now holds over $700 million of Israeli war bonds, but recently said to Israel, we're no longer buying your bonds. Why? Because the Israeli government came out and said, we're not giving you any guarantees.
When Florida heard that they were dropping their rating on their bonds, Florida said, we're not buying your bonds anymore. Israel said, why not? Florida said, you're not guaranteeing a return. But then, out of nowhere, on July 1st, a law was passed that says you are no longer allowed to discriminate against foreign bonds, even if they're unrated and risky. You have to buy them. You may be wondering who passed that law.
Florida then says to itself, actually we are, because we just made a new law, and the new law says we're not allowed to not buy bonds. We're not allowed to discriminate against your bonds just because they're unrated. Your state tax revenue is buying junk bonds for Israel.
Wow. And here's the bond scam. The legislation passed unanimously and was signed by the governor. So down here it says Israeli bonds prohibits local governments from requiring minimum bond ratings. That unrated bonds generally present a greater risk of losses of principal and interest than higher rated securities. Investors conduct thorough research before investing in unrated Israel bonds.
Florida actually has the most Israeli war bonds in the country.
And you want to see how much they've actually bought? Florida, and overall, Florida government has bought $200 million in these bonds. Miami-Dade County has bought 76 million of these bonds. Broward County has bought 5 million, and Palm Beach County has bought $700 million. Palm Beach. I wonder why that. I wonder why Palm Beach.
The county that owns the most has thrown me for an absolute free fall in my brain. The county that owns the most Israeli war bonds is a county by the name of Palm Beach County. Some of you already see the connection there, but if you don't, let me bring you up to speed. This is the Palm Beach Post. Do you know who operated out of, lived in, was arrested in Palm Beach County? It's Jeffrey Epstein. Also, you remember that spa where Jeffrey Epstein was stealing underage workers from Trump's spa? Yeah, that same spa's in Palm Beach County, Florida. The mansion that Epstein and Trump fought over, Palm Beach County, Florida. And the guy who was prosecuting Epstein, Palm Beach County. And last one, just for funsies, which county's council's meeting to create a Donald J. Trump Boulevard?
Being forced to buy Israeli bonds. Isn't that something?
This just speaks clearly to, Israel's government is controlling policy in this country in a lot of ways. We can't deny that anymore.
Israel controls America. Saying anything otherwise is absurd. It's counterfactual. We've given Israel $310 billion. And then Israel comes and says, you owe us. You owe us. Are you kidding me? We don't owe you a goddamn thing. Israel is not our ally. At this point, they are our enemy. They take money from us. They incriminate us to the whole world. They implicate us in their immoral war crimes. No one has hurt this country more than Israel has. Israel is our top enemy. Cut off the goddamn funding. 98% of our government is still kissing Israel's ass. It's pro-genocide. and our media. Oh, no. Oh, no. Congressional hearings on anti-Semitism. Protect the poor Israelis. The real problem is how you guys are offending the Israelis. If you say AIPAC money, oh, that's it, you're hateful. You know, shut up. Lie on behalf of Israel. You have to lie on behalf of Israel. That's what mainstream media says.
They control the Congress. They control the Senate. They control our money. We don't control our country. The Zionist state does. We've ceded our power to a foreign country. We don't need presidents to send our young men and women into war, all for the sake of the Zionist state. I'm tired of it. This whole country should be tired of it. Our passion and attachment to the Zionist state has got to stop.